What's up, guys? It's Nick here, coming to you with another commentary from our series, A Couple of Kill Horse. I'm here with Connie, our resident beast, as in.
Whatever. Anyways, what's the topic today, Nick?
Right, so in this episode, we're talking about decision making and map awareness in Black Ops 2. So just to start off, what makes a good decision? And for me, making a good decision is really dependent on having good information to help you with that decision-making process.
I think it's understanding the situation you're in, having that awareness, and having and responding and reacting accordingly to it.
Yep. And we should also say that we're not really gonna go into specifics about what to do in situation A and what not to do in situation B, because I kind of feel like that's more of an instinct kind of feeling that you get when you play COD, and you just go as the
I mean, each of those situations would take too long to discuss and break down. So
yeah,
it's kind of more generalized about I guess not specific, but general things that will help in overall decision making and overall how to play the game.
And having said that, it's not like the decisions are that difficult. I mean, like if you're being shot at, run to cover.
Yeah. If someone's shooting you, you might want to shoot back.
Yeah, it's all kind of logical stuff. So map awareness. I think the first part of map awareness is understanding the spawns. So what we mean by that is not really having to know specifically exactly where the guy you just killed is going to spawn or where people will be spawning. It's more about having a general idea of where they will be and where they won't be.
It all helps about that ties in with player movement. Understanding spawns, understanding where they're coming from and where they're heading helps you determine what you're going to do and what direction you're going to take, what path you're going to take.
So in this map specifically, the major spawns are on the two sides of the map near control and the newsroom, but there are the secondary spawns, so the one near the pipes and the one inside the big cooling tower. So it's just being aware of that, and if you're looking down into a spawn and all your team's with you, they're probably not going to spawn there. They're probably going to spawn on the other side.
Yeah, but if you're in the spawn by yourself, they will be spawning around you, and you can scream like a little girl like I do.
So that's pretty much it for spawns. Next part of map awareness, we think, is using the minimap, but using it properly.
Yeah.
So what we mean by that is knowing when to look at it, when not to look at it, and knowing that balance and keeping that in check, so you're not looking at the minimap while you're getting shot at.
Yeah. How to use it effectively is first without UAV, understanding where you are, where your teammates are, and especially keeping an eye out on when there's enemy or there's teammate triangles disappear. They've just died. That there's someone, wherever they are, there's someone there, and being more mindful of that. Obviously, when there's a UAV up, which helps. Using that sweep, I mean, a lot of people get caught into staring at the UAV and just waiting and watching,
Yeah.
And not reacting appropriately, but to successfully use the UAV, you kind of just want it to use it as an indication of where what the enemy's doing, and then adjusting, what you're going to do accordingly.
And I think a thing that I do is I try to time looking at the minimap to the sweeps.
Yep.
So as soon as it sweeps, just take a quick glimpse and then look back to your first person view.
Yeah, it's one of the few times I pause as well. Either I'm health regenning, reloading, or I'm staring at waiting for that UAV sweep and then moving on.
Yeah, and I especially do that when I respawn. Just as I respawn and there's a UAV, I kind of wait for that to happen before I think about where to run to or where to go, because when you first spawn in, you're really disorientated and you don't know who's where. Who anyone is. Yeah. So the next part of map awareness is the sounds. So the way I use sounds specifically is I just really listen to the gunshots and especially the unsilenced one. And I try to time that with using the minimap and just listen for that and like identify where they are on the map.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do that at all. I don't have the, I guess, the foresight to sort of isolate those enemy sounds, enemy gunfire sounds to my teammates. What I generally do, especially if a jerk has a warthog up, I can't hear anything. But what I generally do is keep an ear out for when players are shouting stuff. In this game, enemy players will be screaming if they're reloading, if they're transitioning, all random shit in different languages, and that's easier for me to isolate and identify where that's coming from than just hearing gun sounds, because I don't know who's shooting what.
Yeah, and having said that, I mean, it's important to know when you should be like hyper alert and listening to this stuff. Like you wouldn't, well, I would try to listen for gunshots when everyone's spawning around me and we're all trying to run back to the gunfights. I try to use it more when I don't have an idea of where people are and I'm trying to get that information so that I can make those good decisions.
Yeah.
So I don't run around corners blindly, and just having that awareness will really help you out.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things where you don't want to be overly dependent on one thing. There's obviously visual, there's minimap, and there's sounds, but any one of those things can be taken away from you. With the counter UAV, with loud kill streaks or score streaks, being flashed, just simple stuff like that. You kind of need to balance it all out and have it and use it all sort of at once.
Yeah, and that's why we say counter UAV is such a underutilized score streak. Yeah, because it just takes a whole piece of your information taking in out, and it really leaves you in the dark.
Yeah. A lot of good teams use counter UAV a lot. Unfortunately, when we play, we barely have teammates that take it out. No, I don't take it out. I don't waste a class on taking out counter UAV, but I wish we had teammates had black hats and launchers and shit. It would be so much fun. But unfortunately, Johnny's playing Tekkit like a jerk.
Where are you?
Come back.
So just touching quickly on communication, it is important to communicate with your teammates. I mean, it's easier saying that because me and Connie, we do play a lot together and we do know our call outs pretty well.
Yeah, what we tend to do is definitely call out if we see someone that we can't kill, because obviously we're each trying to get our own kills. But if I see someone heading towards next direction, I don't know, I have no chance of killing, I'll call that out. Someone just head into building 2 or building 3. Or especially if I just died somewhere, I would call out how I died, where I died, and what the other player's doing. If they're camping in a corner, if they're sitting in the corner, if they're prone. And it's usually I call it out in a complaint, but I'm still calling it out.
Yep. And just touching quickly on also changing your playstyle to fit the opponents that you're facing. I have to say that I don't really do this very much, but Connie,
you kind of you adjust. You kind of get a feel of how the lobby's playing. If they're very campy, if they're all using snipers or shotguns, you can adjust. You can switch classes accordingly. You can switch how you navigate the map. And make the proper decision on how to engage that enemy depending on how they're playing. And you get a feel for that when you play in a lobby for maybe 1 or 2 games. If they're just terrible, it doesn't matter.
Yep, so this gameplay is coming to close now. Just to summarize, we went over decision making and how important map awareness was for that information that helps you to make those good decisions. And that was broken down into spawns, understanding where your enemies are, using the mini-map properly, using your sounds and communication, and just changing your playstyle to suit your opponents.
Yeah, and how the game's going and the flow of the game. And anyways, I'll make the worst decisions, so just don't listen to me. Listen to Nick.
I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Wait.